Howdy, folks.
Hey, everyone.
Welcome back to Contra Panda Core, Rogue Core, Part 5.
Rogue Panda.
I think it's Rogue Panda Core. Do not do tips, tricks, guides, walkthrough speed runs, or 100%, or trophies, or achievements, none of that. Play games for fun, been doing it for many years, and got the wild idea to just hit record, because already playing games. Share it with you, dear viewer, on the internet. Why? Well, multiple reasons. But the best reason I can give you is they're kind of like buddy or companion videos. You pop them on in the background while you're doing something else, and that way, it's kind of the how you can navigate inviting someone over to your place without actually inviting them over, because it's hard to organize events with friends and family as you get older, especially. But anytime you pop on one of these videos, that's essentially what you're doing. You're inviting us over to your place, we're inviting you over to ours, and we're just hanging out, chilling, playing video games. So for the next hour and a half, well, not an hour and a half, 2 hours, that's my normal videos, but for however long this video is, just consider us your buddies or pals, your friends, except him, not him, just me. As we play new games for the first time, old games for the first time, or in some cases we take a stroll down nostalgia lane to see how games fare 5, 10, 20, 30, 40 years after we first played them on the last beat them. My subscribers, I want to say thank you to each and every one of y'all, because if it wasn't for you, I definitely wouldn't be doing the videos. I'd still be playing the games, but I wouldn't be recording and uploading. So y'all are great, keep me motivated to keep doing it, and because of that, as long as one of you stays subscribed, I'm going to keep doing these videos. That is a promise, not a threat. Though to some it probably comes off as a threat. I get it. Drive-by Redneck and Beers, we see ya. We see ya. Howdy. And this time I don't have a guess the character, guess the game, or a quote from a movie, so let's just go with a recommendation. And that would be, what was that game that we played on PS3? Contra what? Uprising? Hardcore Uprising, I think. Didn't have Contra in the name, but it was part of the Hardcore series or something.
That's the missile jumping one?
That was the missile jumping one at the end, yeah. Well, I mean, that's like half of the Contra games, honestly. It really is. But, yeah. Game Mark. Check it out. Alright, moving on up. And also, usually at about the hour and a half mark, we go through lists, and this top 10 list is
Pet peeves.
video game pet peeves. Alright, so about 3. 250. 250. Alright.
Hold on a second. I just realized I had something that I just now see I have an organ that gives me +1 life and +2 bombs.
Oh, that's better than what I got. I got +1 life, +1 bombs from what I remember.
I overlooked that.
Now, the worst thing about doing these videos, though, folks, is 2 OGs play, chill with Jack and Jill. I forgot to put that in the openings, because they're more rare than my normal videos. So, but yeah, welcome to 2 OGs play, chill with Jack and Jill, where the format is ASMR roleplay, rambling commentary, ambience, all that jazz. So we pretend you're on the couch next to us as we have dumb conversations and play games terribly. You get twice the commentary with half the talent.
That you do. Okay, I just did my thing. Sorry, I was distracted.
I got a list of stuff to talk about here, too.
Okay. Other than a possible, I don't know if you wanted to talk while we're recording, about the top 10.
Yeah. If you got any ideas for top 10 lists, you or people in the comments. Yeah. You want to leave some suggestions, recommendations?
We'll do that at the end of the play.
Okay. All right. Then I'll lead off with this. And if we had any inkling of talent outside of just playing games and rambling mindlessly about nothing and everything all at once, then I would say
I am very good at mindless stuff.
we should do a. I was thinking about this when I was playing a certain game that we will discuss later into the video a bit. What if horror villains took on normal jobs?
Mm.
Oh, wait, no, I was playing Max Payne, which you guys will see probably next year whenever the collection drops. Because there's nightmare segments. I was like, what if Freddy Krueger went straight and he was like a therapist for nightmares? And the easy one would be Jason would be like a summer camp counselor, right? Michael Myers would be a babysitter.
Do what you know, right?
So I was just thinking, like, is there even a skit out there where they do that? Where they have all these different horror movie killers going... Maniac Cop would just be a cop?
I mean, it's got to be something like that somewhere.
If not, it's a travesty if there isn't.
A Travisham mockery?
Travisham mockery.
That's from something.
I'm sending you an invite. Whenever. Accept it whenever. Alright, so then this led me to two other things. A Wizard of Oz horror-themed movie, right? Like, alright, you could go horror. So, like, instead of, like, the Yellow Brick Road, it'd be, I don't know.
The Red Stained Road?
Yeah, the Blood-Stained Road or something.
Blood-Stained Road.
And instead of, like, the Cowardly Lion, it'd be different types of horror characters. But then that led me to another idea I had, which was a horror movie, Wizard of Oz, but the plot is it's 3 killers. And what they do is they select a Dorothy, Gale, to terrorize.
Mm.
So one's themed after, like, the Cowardly Lion. You change the name, of course, to something Lion. I don't know, the Angry Lion, the Abusive Lion.
Yeah.
Then the Scarecrow would have his own shtick. And then Tin Man.
Like, they would go, well, I guess it's a little too on the nose to say they would run around stealing the things they need. Like, the Scarecrow would run around stealing heart or brains.
It could be, right? Yeah, because the Tin Man would be heart. The Cowardly Lion would be,
I guess
well,
you couldn't really do
can't
it.
really steal
Lion.
courage, I guess.
Yeah, I forgot.
No, I did too. I did too. I've been playing so many different games since last time. I gotta get used to the controls again. We probably should have taken time to do that. Right bumper does the Panda Force. Twin stick shooter. That's the dash.
Okay.
X is that. Okay. I think I'm good.
Alright.
Can I throw them into those? Yes, but they don't seem to really matter much.
Stop thinking things.
Oh god. That hurts. Alright, we are in the phase where we are playing like poop.
Noobs.
So coincidence, kind of give a bit of a, I don't know what you'd say, like sneak look at what I devised with the list. I wrote my list before I played a certain game that we'll be talking about.
Why do I have the feeling that it's a game that I've played?
Oh wait, never mind. We already covered that. It is a game you played. That's fair. We really don't even need to mess with these unless we get blocked in or something. Panda Core, you're doing the opposite of protecting me. I just went in.
God. Yeah, I got the impression regarding the thing we'll talk about later that.
Well, you know, is there really any reason not to talk about it?
Okay, yeah.
I mean, instead of us just tiptoeing around it, the thing we're not going to talk about.
Secret game.
The secret game we don't want
we know about.
24 viewers to know about.
I'm guessing you didn't like Silent Hill.
Okay, so.
Go for it.
Now, this is a sneak peek to what's going to be releasing in October of this year, so make sure you watch the video when it's time. It'll be dropping, I think October 15th is the first of my first time ever playthrough of it. Genuinely enjoyed it, thoroughly. I call the people who complain about it not being like a Silent Hill game or saying it's bad, I'm calling out their bullshit. They're wrong, objectively. Yeah. I mean, there's, of course, I can poke at a couple things, kinda. But nothing really egregiously.
Oh. I don't know why, for some reason I thought the tone of your text.
I worded it that way on purpose.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been on record. Those of you who are long-time listeners. Stupid. Of kind of shoot the wall. Of saying I've come to enjoy it more than two. But that might just be a reaction to me being stubborn about two. How everyone likes two.
All right, so I will pretty much be covering this in the video, finale video for it, using the Ryan's rating system, which I've added a new bit to it. I've added that it's a system that has been developed by the world's leading third-grade elementary students and aliens who have traveled back in time to learn alchemy to travel into the future with advanced science to come up with the most objective rating system of any video game ever. So I kind of added a story to it. But, I'm going to call out the community a bit in regards to saying if they say Silent Hill 4 isn't a Silent Hill game, then Silent Hill 2 is even less of one, because I found more references and connections at least to 4 with the rest of the series than I did than with 2.
I guess that begs the question, what exactly makes Silent Hill have to be in Silent Hill? Because 4
does take place in Silent Hill at parts.
Yeah, at parts, yes.
Right? There is the water prison, the forest, was specifically stated as taking place in Silent Hill.
I always thought of Silent Hill as a state of mind, right? Like, or just a collection of stories about weird, crappy, scary stuff going on. Because other than taking place in the town, what's the connection between And this ties into what you said about connections. What's the connection between 1 and 2?
Oh, that's what I'm saying. Is that
Yeah,
4
yeah.
is more of a Silent Hill game than 2 is, because the
It's got
story
lore.
elements. It's
Yeah, it's got
connected to
lore attached.
it's
Right?
connected to the cult. It's connected to the activities in the town via the water prison, and what happens there. So, yeah, I
Yeah.
guess technically 2 does take place in the town, but it's a very different Silent Hill because it has nothing to do with the cult, if I remember. It's just some guy's personal trauma.
Yeah.
So, and that's me being a little bit controversial with the take on the Silent Hill 2, but it's to kind of prove a point that 4 really isn't as bad as people made it out to be. I would say the puzzles are a lot easier. Oh, that's right, they turn invisible now.
I kind of went up top.
Yeah, I went up top also. I'm trying to take care of these
Oh, I'm on the other side. Okay.
guns.
Yeah.
Guns were about near useless. I didn't realize that until I was like halfway through the game, and I was like, I have like over 100 bullets. I found out the wine bottle was very useful. I'd argue it's one of the best weapons in the game.
I already went up.
Oh, okay. But no, I enjoyed it thoroughly. The story, the music, of course, is on point.
And
What are we doing?
oh, we had to find the blade.
Oh, okay. Now there are 2 parts, and again, this is kind of like a mini rush review of my Ryan's rating system. I think it was honestly probably one of my longest review segments in any video. This is awkward. The Sorry, folks. It is, as we've said before, it's kind of hard to.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I know what that did. I can understand why some people didn't like it because of the mechanics that happened about halfway through the game. Because up until that point, it's pretty easy, right? You can go and heal in your room.
Yeah.
But then something happens about halfway. One of those things is the hauntings. But what's also introduced at the time of the hauntings is you're suddenly saddled with an escort mission that lasts the entire game, essentially.
I'm on Eileen.
So I think what happened is, at the time, a lot of people were frustrated with that game because you get hit with both at the same time. I feel it may have been more digestible for a lot of reviewers and players at the time if maybe the systems weren't implemented as rammed together as they were. So maybe the haunting started earlier, and then you introduce the Eileen thing, or vice versa. The last boss wasn't as confused. I didn't look anything up, except I used the guide that you gave me for the collection to kind of look at items on the map and make sure I didn't miss anything. I still missed stuff because I didn't, follow it religiously. So I was kind of surprised about that. There weren't too many bosses either. I thought the ghosts were a nice touch.
Yeah.
They kind of took the place of bosses at times. And sorry again, folks. I'll get to talking more when things clear out a bit.
Oh, there's guys in the missiles on the side. Got 'em. Yeah, there's the escort stuff, Eileen, the haunting stuff. Part of, see, when I first thought, um, that, you might not have liked it, I started contemplating a bit that, not, I guess, not to say in my defense, um, I say I enjoyed the game, and I did, but it had been a long, long, long time. Started thinking, well, you know, it's probably not as good as I remember it, right? We're talking over 20 years since I played. So I am getting my butt handed to me.
Yeah, me too. Of course, trying to talk and play. That's always a... But it's also coming back to it after a while. I don't want to come off as too fanboyish about it in a way, because again, I think it actually holds up a lot better than you might remember.
And I am looking forward to playing it again.
So let me get to the bugbear a little bit. This will tie into the lists that we talked about. Probably one of the best ways escorts have ever been handled in the game. And I frequently use Ashley as an example of escort missions I hate. Utterly despise. Eileen can use a weapon, and she can't be killed. Oh, you're dead.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yep.
Oh, nice. I did not remember the weapon thing, but that is a pretty good way to end it. And I did not remember actually killed, but I know it. Spoilers.
You didn't remember what? I'm sorry, was that second part?
You said she can't be killed?
Yeah, she cannot be killed.
I didn't remember that, but I did remember for some reason you want to keep her safe. I don't want to.
Yes, yes, you do. Yeah.
I did remember that.
But there's a trick that I kind of did, but it kind of backfired on me too, so... which folks will be able to see whenever they watch the video. Because, yeah, I don't want to spoil too much. But, yeah, I can't really complain too much about it. Oh, crap. I see it. I see it. You can throw them in there.
Oh, shit.
There's a saw over there.
I didn't even see that. Oh, where am I? Oh. There's so much.
Nope.
gotten busy this game can be.
Yeah, yeah. But the
Uh,
low down dirty of it, one of the most fun times gaming I've had in quite a few years.
this or
It
Silent Hill?
doesn't take Silent Hill 4.
Okay.
It doesn't take my top 3 spots, but I enjoyed it more than the Silent Hill 2 remake. Not that that makes it a bad game, but I think Silent Hill 4 again got a lot of bad press when it released because it was introducing a lot of new things, not just in the series, but in horror genres in general at the time that you weren't seeing elsewhere. The first person aspect, hauntings, escort missions, the idea of not just Silent Hill worlds existing. So, but Silent Hill 4 is a great way to kind of connect to it also. Outside of, technically it takes place in Silent Hill, but with I guess James's dad was the guy who ran the building.
I probably knew that at some point back when I knew more.
But it's worth checking out, folks. It's not an overly long game. It was not even that difficult to navigate, even without using the guide. I didn't have problems mapping around or anything. Again, I only used the guide whenever I missed an item, so I didn't look up how to progress or anything of that nature. Okay, if you throw one of them at the other, they both die.
Instantly?
Yep. Oh, God. Oh, God, why? I know we don't need to fight them, but... Alright, lost a life. Gotta get that skill back. That I never had. Oh, playing it got me... I think I made a comment on it in the video, but one of the videos was, how cool would it be if we got, a Silent Hill Mario game? Side-scrolling platformer?
Talking about just James or Heather or
Yeah, pick a character.
Harry just walking around jumping on
top of enemies and stuff. Yeah. And I also talked about, what was it? How it's one of the easiest Halloween costumes you could wear. It's just dressing up as James or Harry or Henry.
Yeah. So you played all the... He's right. All the main games?
I have not played the original 2. I've only played Bloober Teams 2.
You played 3?
Silent Hill 3?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's commonly that, Silent Hill 1, and Shattered Memories take up the top 3 spots for me.
I'm all over the place.
Yeah, I'm not doing spectacular either. You just gotta get used to it all again.
Yeah.
Can they jump up? Because if they can't, then I'm gonna trap them down there.
I don't think anybody. No one's coming up here.
Now, taking care of these guys might be risky, but I don't know if we'll get, like, health for it. Oh, if they're just focused on me, just shoot them. But yeah, that's my love fest for Silent Hill 4. Really enjoyed it. And again, Good Old Games, I played it because they recently released a patch that allows you to play it with controllers. Even like a Nintendo Switch controller
Oh,
is
nice.
compatible. So
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to pick that up. Oh shit. Damn.
So I'll withhold asking you questions about it, because you said it's been so long since you played it.
Yeah, I mean, I just remember liking it. Um, the whole ghost aspect of it, the room part.
Like you had those swords. That's another
Yeah,
mechanic they
yeah.
added where you pin
Sword
down ghosts that prevents
yeah,
enemies from showing up later. The game did a lot of really.
yeah. And you had to be, if I remember, you had to be strategic because there weren't enough for all of them.
Yep, there was 5 swords, I think. And the ghosts show up in all the levels, or most of the levels. Some ghosts only show up in certain levels, so it usually pays for you to realize which ghosts cause you the most work and using the swords on them.
Remember, remember the wheelchairs
Oh yeah, the wheelchairs.
and Big Eileen head.
Yep, big Eileen head.
That's part of the reason I'm looking forward to playing it again. It's been so long. Revisit it. All of them actually. I'd like to at some point. Get them all.
I actually thought about picking up Homecoming, even though I heard it is broken on Steam. I own all of them now, even Origins on PS2. But I'm kind of trying to wait until I can play them in a way I can record my first reactions to them. So
Hey, hold on a second. I gotta do something here. What is this? Okay. What? What do you? Oh, yeah. Okay.
oh, sorry, I did not know this was gonna spawn these things.
Had to turn my volume. It's all. Had to turn my volume. A lot of. What's the extra life?
Oh, bullocks. Got me. They got me.
We'll get there. We usually do. It should have made my Peeves, but it would be my old age and declining reflexes.
As is prone to happen. And I'll let you all on another look at a up-and-coming for this year's Halloween Hectacular I got going on, which will be debuting on October. It'll be my normal videos at 9. If you're in it for the horror stuff, expect them to drop at about 8 o'clock Central. The Thing.
Huh.
And though I haven't really played too much of it, I'm just going to say, kind of feel bad for it because I am coming off of playing Silent Hill 4. And I was thoroughly impressed with it. Because I always heard the bad stuff about it, right? Oh, I didn't. Should have given you that. But Contra. This one's an okay game. I feel it definitely opens up more later.
Yeah, and the boss fights make it worth it. I mean, it might be a slog to get through, you know, some of it, but the boss fights, I think, make up for it. Speaking of The Thing, I wanted to mention your idea of Kurt Russell verse.
Oh, the Kurt Russell verse, yeah.
Great idea.
Yeah.
Throw in those extras I mentioned.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, obviously I was going for, like, you know, the John Carpenter ones, but
Yeah.
the more Kurt Russell, the better, right?
And then it got me thinking, and we'll just stick with the Carpenter ones for now. Who dies first? I mean, I have who I think would. But, I kind of think is an obvious answer.
I think I know who you're going to pick. And I think we're going to differ slightly, but I think McCready would die first.
Oh, okay.
Now, I'm assuming you would say Jack Burton.
Yes.
And the reason I would argue against Jack Burton is he has the ability of dumb luck. And to quote Big Trouble in Little China, quick reflexes. If you remember when he caught the bottle, or when he threw the knife back into Lopan's head. After Lopan threw the knife at him, he immediately grabbed it and threw it, and it hit him right in the head. Or when he shot the gun up and avoided having to fight, right? And knocked himself unconscious.
You're not wrong. That is the direction I would have gone. But you make a good point.
Nothing against McCready, right? Because he took on, you know, the Thing. Now, did he win or lose? You'd argue that he made it a draw, right? I think we agree Snake Plissken would pretty much come out on top just because he's a scrapping survival kind of character.
Yeah, I just think that we would agree.
As much as I like all of the characters. You know, I'm a big fan of Jack Burton, but Snake Plissken, he's a league all his own. And he made all those shots in basketball, right?
With one eye.
With one eye.
Yeah, and I also in the text game we had going was like Fox and the Hound growing up was my favorite Disney movie. It's still one of
That's a
my
good one.
favorite of the old school Disney movies. And I'm pretty sure I did not even know that was Kurt Russell.
That
Even
would
though
have,
he's like a
yeah.
younger dog.
I mean, that would have. Kurt Russell was one of those Disney kids, you know.
He was actually, wasn't he?
Computer wore tennis shoes.
Yeah.
Was it The Strongest Man in the World or something like that, where he was like a kid that was really super strong? He played basketball, I think.
And I mean, I didn't know these things until after I read the Fox and the Hound thing, and it mentioned all the other ones.
But when I was presenting the Russellverse, as we lovingly call it, I was thinking more like he fights. They get brought into this reality where they have to fight a reality-ending being called like Cantos, the death dealer. Kind of a play on Mentos, the fresh maker. Maybe the death maker. Let's go with that. Cantos, the death maker. It's kind of like Thanos, right? So he's trying to destroy all realities. And it's up to one man multiple times to save all of reality. And then Kurt Russell could show up as himself, as just Kurt Russell. He's just like, I'm just an actor.
How annoyed would Pliskin and McCready be at Burton?
Oh God, yeah. That's
God.
why I love that character. He's just so obnoxiously funny. Jack Burton. Who? That's me. I didn't know if there was a one-up in there. Oh, come on now.
I lucked out of that one. Yes, escape immediately. Are we on part 7?
Part 7 of the game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just had to put dip in. Fresh dip.
Right or left? I'll let you choose.
Right looks like it's got a field, so let's
Yeah,
check
it
left
does.
real quick. Oh, no.
Right
Right
it
it
is.
is.
Stick and move. Stick and move.
Oh, great. Oh, crap. I should have waited till he got closer.
Yeesh. Oh my god. Just already.
I'll pick you up when I can.
Yeah, you just do you.
No. No. And I think we've said it many times playing this. It's really not even the big guys that are a problem. It's the little guys that get you.
Even then, after a while, at least for me, I get a little better brew.
Yeah, yeah. Don't get excited, folks. Just a Red Bull.
I would like to hit the base camp for a second.
Okay. Yeah. Rogue bonus, whatever that is. Continue playing. I'll do that, but then I'll hit base camp here.
Develop, upgrade. Can I upgrade? Yep. Let's see what this.
But yeah, I played through all the Remedy games. Well, not all of them. Alan Wake 1 and 2. Or 1 and not 2, but American Nightmare.
Mm-hmm.
And then I played Max Payne 1, 2, and 3. Which technically 3 is not a Remedy game, but because Max Payne was published by Rockstar, the third game was actually developed also by Rockstar. And y'all will be able to see those videos. I'll be releasing them probably next year. And they're all games I played before. But I want to release them to the lead up to Max Payne 1 and 2 collection that's coming out, which I would highly recommend. If it turns out good, we'll have to wait for more information, of course, because the years away is still a long time to go. But replaying through that, man, Max Payne 1 and 2, I forgot how solid those games were. Outside of a couple hoops I had to jump for 1. You didn't have to jump through any hoops at 2 to get it running. But, like, the gameplay was just there. The world building, the crafting. Max Payne 3, though, oof. It's one game I was glad I was finished playing by the end of it.
I really do at some point need to get one of those.
Well, the collection next year, if they actually follow through with it, should be a good way to play them.
Yeah.
Because they're hard, man. Like, you start off and you only have one difficulty level. And that regular difficulty level is normal, and they are difficult. And then that means there's like 5 more difficulties after. It's just progressively harder. But I highly recommend them. I mean, the thing with the TV sets from Alan Wake, that started with Max Payne. You see a lot of references, even to future stuff coming up with it. It's definitely still my favorite Remedy games, but once again, just shows that they do produce quality, whether it's Alan Wake or Control or Max Payne.
Yeah. My favorite publishers. I've expressed my love many times.
Developers. Well, I mean, they probably publish something.
Sorry,
too.
yeah, developers. I'm ready. I'm short. I need to get some poison enemies, and then I can get my shuriken thing to S+.
Sure you can.
And I will. And I'm still slowly bouncing through Indiana Jones. Still in Venice, but it's still fun. With that Indiana Jones charm. Should take a good bite out of it. And right now I try to do alternate between books and comics as far as my reading schedule, and I'm finishing up a comic. New comic I've gotten. And after that I'm gonna tackle Dune. The Doom, I think.
Oh, okay.
Dune. That'll be the next.
I am just gobbling up all this health. Yeah, I haven't started reading your book yet because I didn't know if we wanted to read the books and kind of give our thoughts when we do them, when we actually get through them, or do a video at the same time, right?
Yeah.
About it.
Don't
So.
wait on me.
Okay.
Because it's gonna take me a while. I take a long time to do everything. Watch movies, read books, play video games. I mean, that's all the way I schedule my life is, I would be getting up in the morning to do things and to walk or ride my bike. Actually, my schedule may change next month. Usually try to change it once a month so I don't get places to work out.
Mm-hmm.
Might allot myself more downtime.
It's
These
down
things
here.
up in the sky are very annoying.
Yeah. We brought this up before. Oh, speaking of, we can start talking about that too. That new Marvel game.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Never heard of that character that you were something
Phyla-Vell.
Bell. Yeah.
Yeah, Phyla-Vell. She was, she has a history before what I read, but in the cosmic
Mercy.
stuff, in Annihilation, Annihilus kills Quasar, and then she takes over the Quasar role at some point. And then she joins the Guardians. So, basically a Quasar.
Oh. Quasar. He had like those power bands.
Yeah,
right?
like the cosmic bands.
Yeah.
I was never a huge Quasar fan. I wasn't a huge fan of Phyla-Vell.
Is he like an alien or something?
I think he was human.
Okay.
She's like a Kree, I think. But other than her being in Guardians, I was more excited, I think, because it appears, what, Nihilus is the enemy?
Yeah, Nihilus.
And I love me some Nihilus.
And we like beat 'em ups, so it's a nice thing for us to pick up and play.
And the fact that they have Phyla-Vell in there, makes me think, even if we do have to wait for DLC, there may be some different, more obscure cosmic characters involved.
Yeah, I think it's going to have a base roster of 15 characters, and they've only shown, like, I don't know, like 6 or 7.
I don't know how the logistics would work, but how cool would, like, I don't know, I know IDW had the rights, I think, like ROM.
Oh, ROM, yeah.
Pretty sure IDW has the rights now. Maybe not, I don't know.
Oh, crap. Thought I was safe. Panda Squadron, you failed me. I don't even know what hit me there.
I know, something hit me. Something with this bozo.
Yeah, what'd they show? They showed Venom, they showed... Oh, and the thing is, they're using, like, it looked like they were using Marvel vs. Capcom sprites, but...
Yeah, that's what everyone in the comments I've seen said.
It went up.
Yeah.
They had Storm, Venom, Captain America. Oh, I was going to say also, even though they're using sprites, that looks like from Marvel vs. Capcom, I was getting very much a Captain America and the Avengers feel from it. Do you remember that old arcade game?
Yes.
Where you fight some guy with a green... body armor. I think we looked him up before. Hurricane or something. I think he was like a...
Oh, Whirlwind.
Whirlwind, yeah. Stop it.
A lot of annoying tight battles here,
Yeah.
which is fine. It's challenges there. Shoot the overgrown testicles.
It's not a tumor. Yeah, we've been needing a good beat 'em up for a while. The only concern I have, and this is gonna seem mean, but I think it's done by the people who did
Oh, the Shredder's
the
Revenge?
Shredder's Revenge and the Power Rangers games. And they're okay, but they're not really. Didn't feel like they were very long or very deep mechanically, which, you know, the bar I think we usually use is Double Dragon Neon
Yeah.
for the bare minimum of what a game should beat 'em up should be. So, but we'll see. Maybe they'll.
Is it over? Where are we at?
You might have to carry it into the next zone.
Oh.
Oh, it's right there. Ah. Well, I just wasted that. Oh no, I think it hit. Just awkward. So who's a character you'd like to see added to that roster?
Comic version Mantis.
Oh, real quick, was whatever Cypher her name is? What was her name again?
Phyla-Vell.
Phyla-Vell. Cypher. Was she part of the Avengers?
Not that I've read.
Okay, I know Venom wasn't either, but it seemed like they wanted to use a lot of X-Men and Avengers characters. At least what I was getting at with it. But I guess if they're not restricted by that, I'd want to see like Ghost Rider.
But we do joke off that everyone's
Been an Avenger, yeah.
But I would like to see a comic accurate Mantis.
What was her power set again? Like
Psychic powers, very skilled at fighting.
What are we? How did we ignore this? The Kurt Russell verse would also have Ego.
Ego, the living planet. Right.
Oh. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you.
No.
I didn't know you were down either. I got you though.
Yeah, she just to fix that thought. She has psychic abilities and she's a skilled fighter.
Okay. I didn't know if she had that thing that she had in the movie.
Like, I think she had psychic ability. That was her thing in the movie, right? She was psychic, kind of.
I just outran you because I'm trying to get this thing. Sorry about that. I guess she had psychic ability. They kind of planted it like she had to like leap on them, and it seemed like she did like more emotional. Like, what was that?
Right, like the whole Ego of the Planet thing was like an emotional thing.
Yeah.
But then in the Infinity movies, it seemed like. Well, I guess it wasn't really mind control when she was keeping Thanos at bay, right? I don't know. I don't even think they were probably as consistent
Yeah.
about it.
I think that's why I was so confused about it, because I never been, like, I guess, a huge Mantis fan. Not because, anything against the character. I just never really read Guardians of the Galaxy much.
And that's basically all the exposure I've had to her. I mean, she's been involved with the Avengers way before then, but she's always been much more competent than she's been portrayed in the movies. But then again, and I'm not going to rehash this for too long, but that's a staple of the Sean Gunn um, Guardians. Like in the comics, Star-Lord is a
Okay.
very capable strategist. A good leader. And while he has that dry, sarcastic wit, he's not, the doofus character. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And
Jack,
I can't even blame that on, Disney. I mean, sure, Disney probably was happy about it, but that's just usually James Gunn's MO with a lot of his
James.
characters. He usually has that type of tone with his characters.
And then Drax, Gamora, they're all. I can't think of a movie version that was superior to the comics version. Of my Guardian. Not any. I've already had enough, and it's distracting me. Oh, but along those lines, I mean, we may as well speak about. I mean, I was probably gonna see it just to see it at some point, but the Avengers. I am interested in the Fantastic Four movie just to see how that plays out. But that Avengers Doomsday movie, man.
Where do we go?
The old South Park member berries thing?
Yeah.
That was that
Member
whole
berries.
casting thing for the Avengers Doomsday, wasn't
Pretty much. Yeah.
it? Hey, remember these guys? Remember these guys? Remember these guys? Remember these guys? I mean,
Destroy all the enemy spawn points. Did we not do that?
there's a guy over here.
No. And follow the eyes.
Oh, hey. He's not even paying attention. Oh, no, he is.
That's what we get for not paying attention ourselves.
Anyway, I guess my point is I'm going to see the movies. Probably, but that's just too damn busy. Too busy.
Okay, I think that point over here was the last point. Or the exit. I could be wrong, though. Yeah, I mean, I'm less hyped about the Doom's whatever thing, because it's... No offense to Robert Downey Jr. Rewatch the Sherlock Holmes movies. Hold up amazingly well. Nope, it's not here.
Did you destroy one over there?
Yeah, we
It
destroyed
says
one
reach
over there.
the end now. Okay.
Let's check where we just were. Maybe it's up there. But I kind of wish that they didn't go the route they did with it. Or the route that they're pretty much showing everybody they're going with it.
I mean, I guess it doesn't necessarily mean they're all going to be in there, right?
I just wish Doom was Doom,
Yeah.
not Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I found it over here.
And I guess word is they're gonna tie Doom in with Stark, which I mean,
Yeah.
which I would disagree with because it should be Reed Richards always. Certain fundamental things. I mean, I don't mind when they change things for movies. I don't know if we talked about this, but certain things should not be changed.
Yeah.
Right? Doom and Richards. Should always be Doom and Richards.
Alright, how do we do this?
Let me try it. I don't know if that did anything. Oh, we're an idiot.
Oh, we are dumb.
It's kind of hard to see with all the red on it.
It is.
It's taking all 8 minutes to shoot.
Oh god. Let me do a finishing move on this guy. Maybe he'll give us something good.
Yeah, or I did. Doing both.
This is a guy you can only hit from the front.
On the movie front, I know you usually have movie moves, and I haven't watched anything. Hopefully I can get. My plan is to get to Justified or Paris, but that new mission, the second part of that Mission Impossible movie.
Oh yeah.
And I think I'm gonna target that one to hit that. Go see in theaters, because I did enjoy that first. Dead Reckoning, is that it?
Sounds right.
The next one is Final Reckoning.
And of course we have the Final Destination.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Tony Todd's last performance, I think.
I think I read somewhere that was the second most watched horror trailer of all time.
Oh man. Why you do me like that? I mean, if he's focused on me, you can get some hits in on him when I'll try and bait him this way, because he seems to want to... Oh, no. He wants everybody.
Alright, hopefully that gives me enough. I think I just had to kill poisoned enemies.
Oh, really? You got like a challenge thing or something?
To get up to S plus for my poison gun.
Huh.
I think that's how I read it. We'll find out.
I wonder if I have something like that.
I'm gonna run back to base.
Alright. Back to base camp. I guess we can do the top 10. You want to go or you want me to go first?
You can go first.
Okay, so top 10 video game pet peeves. All of these are egregious, so they're all number 1 to me. Number 1, QuickTime events. QTEs. They're never fun. Maybe the closest would be like Dance Dance Revolution if you're into that type of game. Kind of a QTE game, right? If you think about it. But they don't add anything other than make you miss out on the cutscene anyways that it's basically masquerading as, because you're having to focus on what button to press, so you're not paying attention to what's going on. So you miss out on cool stuff. You also don't get the benefit of playing a game and having fun with the gameplay, because all you're doing is pressing a button or The worst type of QuickTime events, the ones where you have to mash real hard 1,000 times at like 90 miles an hour. I'm glad that went out of fashion. It's always a drudgery. Best thing that they did with that RE5 with the update was taking away QuickTime events as an option. Number 2, two of them tied together. Long cutscenes. With some rare examples, long cutscenes are fun. Usually I can tolerate some Metal Gear stuff. But the problem comes in with long cutscenes. First of all, I don't like long cutscenes because it takes away from the game. You lose the flow of the game. You're stuck watching rather than playing. And I'm one of those that it's fine to have cutscenes, but remember, a game should be a game first. If you wanted a movie, you should have made it a movie. But what makes this most egregious is when you cannot skip cutscenes of any length. So if you have cutscenes at the beginning of a boss fight, and you keep dying, you have to sit there and wait. Compound that if it's a long cutscene, that's double bad. So long, unskippable cutscenes, or just unskippable cutscenes in general. At that point, it doesn't matter how long they are, as long as you can skip them. 3, difficulty being tied to bullets, or in general, just bullet sponge enemies. Enemies that can just take massive amounts of damage. And this came to me when I was playing Max Payne 1 and 2 especially. The bosses in that game go down as many shots as you do. So like 3 hits and they're dead. It's realistic, right? Everyone's getting shot at with guns. So when you have these games where you're shooting the boss like with 800, M16 rounds or something, and half their health is gone, it's like, it's artificial difficulty that doesn't make the game challenging. It just makes it boring. It's not a well thought out way to balance. It just means you have to, especially if there's like a pattern in the boss, then you're stuck just regurgitating the same pattern set over and over again. It's rote memorization, and if you remember anything from school, you hated rote memorization. Okay, you hated doing the cards with the multiplication tables. It's not fun. It's not fun when you're learning. It's not fun when you're playing a game. Number 4, which is also number 1 as well. Turret sections. Now, when there's a game built around the idea of it, like, say, I don't know, Lethal Enforcer, Silent Scope, Time Cop, it can work okay there. Those are essentially turret sections of the game. But when you're playing a third-person shooter, and I use Gears of War as one of my most hated games that do this. I even played a Lord of the Rings game that had a turret section. You've been spending your entire time playing with a different set of controls. Suddenly switch to a mode of gameplay where you have to sit in one spot, which is counterintuitive to 99% of the games, because if you're, as Super Mario Brothers taught us, if you just stand still, that Goomba's gonna eat you. You gotta move. On top of that, usually the aiming reticle is so finicky, and then they add like things like the overheating section, Resident Evil 5, which makes an already unbearable gameplay segment even more unbearable. If you like turret sections, you're just one step away from being Michael Myers. Don't. It's bad. Number 5 was this. Forced gameplay segments outside of the game's normal gameplay. Example I wrote down was Manhunt. Manhunt's a stealth game, right? Until you get to the last bit of the game. So the game's built to be a stealth game, and the mechanics work like that. But then they kind of force in the shooting segment, and it becomes a third-person shooter. It doesn't work. Vice versa, when you have action games and they force you to stealth. Again, kind of like turret sections. They kind of flip what the gameplay is about and force you to have to adapt and learn how to play the game differently. And 9 times out of 10, they don't give you the tools or the mechanics to do it. So it just ends up sloppy and painful. Just like a colonoscopy. So developers, don't do it. How cool would it be to have a stealth section? You can play as another character and they can have stealth. Then make a game about that character and have them do a stealth game. Make it a DLC where you can focus your time, money, and effort into refining it so that the gameplay can be up to the same standard for the game you're trying to present, rather than trying to water down or enter watered down mechanics into a game that it didn't need it in the first place. Number 6, forced slow walking sections. I know why it was done in the early days. It was done in the earlier days, and by early days, which was the new days for us. It was like the PS3 era. They did it because it was masking loading in the next section of the game. It's like how cutscenes had been used in the past to mask a loading screen. But all it does is it breaks the flow of gameplay, the flow of the story. 9 times out of 10, anything that's said in that section, people are not paying attention to or listening. Also, more points added if they have to put their damn fingers to their ear. That's dumb. Makes you look like a jerk.
Yep.
But yeah, don't add forced slow walking into the game. Unless you're making that game. And then guess what? No one's going to buy it. No one wants to play a game where it's called forced slow walk. And listen to, you know what? I'm going to give you all a tip. Don't do it. Number 7, which is still number 1 too. One-hit kills. This can kind of vary on certain games. And this one came to me because I replayed and that video will drop for the celebration of the 10-year release of it. My number 9. Mega Man games are known for having one-hit kills too, right? Spikes, lava. We're familiar with that. Generally, I'm okay with that. But when I say one-hit kills, I mean more like the boss hit you with this one special attack and it automatically takes all your health, even though none of his other attacks do.
Right.
It's cheap. It comes off as more of a gotcha. And what it does is it just frustrates the player. Maybe that's by design, so that they get sloppy with their play the second time around, and then they're kind of flinching because they're anticipating it, but then that attack doesn't show up. But one-hit kills takes away the ability to learn and adapt to a boss or an enemy encounter, because what happens is you don't really learn anything because you don't get a second chance to try and dodge that attack or block it or whatever mechanic they might have in place until you play it again. But then if you weren't able to really kind of be receptive to the attack the first time around, chances are you're probably not going to be able to catch it the second time around either. It's going to be like the 13th, 15th, 20th time. That said, if you want to implement one-hit kills in games, build the game around it. Allow players to be able to one-hit kill bosses or enemies. Turnabout's fair play.
Mm-hmm.
But it's annoying. Even with pit traps, I'm not a huge fan of it. But I get why in earlier games they're there. And usually you have ways to mitigate around it. At least give players a way to kind of adjust around that. For example, perfect example, playing Max Payne 1. You can get one-shotted by enemies in that game. But you can one-shot them back. Based on how you shoot them. If you shoot them in the head, one shot. They get you with a lucky shot to the head, it's a one shot. That's kind of fair though, right?
Yeah.
So it works. So I wasn't really frustrated in that game when I was playing through it. As much as I was, say, with my number 9, where there were attacks the bosses would do where the only thing is like, you better learn how to dodge it. It's like, you don't give me time to dodge it or learn what I need to do to dodge it. All right. Number 8's kind of tied into 2. No pausing during cutscenes. If you're not going to let it be skipped, let it be paused. That's simple, Zach. Just pause it. But I'll bundle that back in 2, and I'll give you guys one of my honorable mentions. Number 9. I still stand by it. Just because Silent Hill 4 did it well doesn't mean anyone else ever did. Escort quests. And again, I point to Ashley as a terrible, terrible implementation of escort. Silent Hill 4 did it right. Let them have a weapon. Let them be unkillable. That doesn't mean there isn't repercussions to not escorting them safely. That game handled it very well with how it played out in that regard. Basically, and I won't spoil the ending, you want Eileen in Silent Hill 4 to have as much health as possible. With Ashley, for example, why she's also so bad is can't defend herself for whatever reason. And really, it's the same thing over and over where it doesn't play into the game other than just adding an extra like whack-a-mole moment that you have to, oh crap, I have to hit that real quick and reset it. Okay, hit that button, reset it. It takes you out of the gameplay. It, again, unless you build the game strictly around escorting someone around. I don't know, like limo service 2025.
You could be a literal escort service.
Or escort the game. But Ashley doesn't work because it's literally just like you have to keep hitting the reset button, and that takes you away. It takes your focus away from the game. I get they're supposed to add tension and make you multitask, but it usually just pulls you away from what you were doing and becomes more of an annoyance than anything. Doubly worse, even though Ashley's doesn't have this problem from I remember, maybe she can die. But I haven't played Resident Evil 4 in a while. Oh, also, I'm going to say it. Silent Hill 4 is the better 4. But when your escort targets can die, and then that ends the mission, and you have to restart from the beginning kind of thing. All right, my number 10, and then I'll do an honorable mention to make up for my number 8, because it's no pause during cutscenes, and I should lump that in with 2. Crafting. A little bit of minor crafting is good, but when you add too much of it, unless it's one of those survival crafting games, which is perfectly fine. I'm glad they exist. They're there for people who enjoy that, but like one of the reasons I despise Fallout 4 with a passion is the building crap just was tedious as all heck.
Yeah.
Here's 10 parts to make one part. Now you need 10 more of these to make another one part because you need 3 parts of that one part that needs 10 of 10 to create a wall. And people tell me, yeah, but that part of the game's optional. But the thing is, if I see a quest or something popping up in the game, I'm going to be pulled to trying to do it. Again, I'm not a big fan of the Last of Us games. I played the first one. It was alright. I didn't think it was anything special. But the way they handled crafting there was probably about the top end of what I would enjoy in these types of games. Now, don't get me wrong. I love games where you can like do gems and put them in sockets into like swords or weapons and manipulate stats and stuff. Or even what this game has going on. I think the crafting in this works pretty well. It's kind of it hits you pretty hard. It's a pretty steep learning curve at the start, but once you learn it, it becomes a lot more manageable. Yeah. But it doesn't have you having to go through like 40 different menus just to build one thing that you need. That's going to be just a minor upgrade, or just completely outclass the next item that you pick up. So crafting in games, pet peeve of mine. Okay, here's a good one. I got a couple. Honorable mentions I'll run through. Hold a button to run. Should never be a thing. Mm-hmm. It should either be pressed down on the left thumbstick or you should always be running. Balance sections. You don't really see it too much. You saw it a lot back in the PS3 era when they were trying to promote the 6-axis and the Wii with the Wiimote. Wiimote did a lot of that stuff better, but like when people are walking between a balancing platform and they got their arms out and you have to move the controller left and right. Get rid of that. That's bad. First-person platforming is 99% of the time terrible. Mm-hmm. Don't do it. Taking items away works in, say, what do you call it? Castlevania Symphony of the Night, because you get your items taken away at the beginning, so you're not overpowered through the rest of the game. But if you're, I don't know, I'll use Max Payne 3 as an example of this. I had a shotgun. I had to crawl through a vent to get away from a fire. I landed at a new area. I did not have that shotgun. Why didn't you have that shotgun? Likewise, Alan Wake, I'll use an example where Remedy did it pretty well. You run into a cop. The cop asks you if everything's okay. She takes you back to the police station. You have to recollect your weapons again. Why? Because a cop's going to take your guns away. That's why. It made sense at least. But games where they just artificially, next level, sorry, you don't have all the weapons you had with you in the previous level. You have to pick them all up again.
Code Veronica is one of those that it's infamous where you can screw yourself or something like that.
Okay. I'll keep that in mind because I eventually want to get to Code Veronica.
Because at one point you switch characters and there's... Not going to spoil it, but there is... You'll know when you get to it.
Okay. And my last honorable mention, not able to backtrack. It's fine in games like, say, Super Mario or whatever, but I'm linking it to Max Payne 3. Max Payne 1 and 2, you can backtrack through a level, for the most part. So, you can go back and get those pill bottles you need to fill up health. You can go back and fill up on ammo for, when you transition next level. Max Payne 3, every single time. You move through a door, you're not going back through it.
Oh, wow.
So all those resources that you left behind in anticipation to try to, manage your inventory, not possible. And you will run out of ammo quick in that game. I'd also like to add Silent Hill 4 did backtracking really, really solid. I like what they did there with that. I really hardly backtracked when I went through a level. It's just mainly replaying through the same level again.
Yeah.
So I count that as backtracking, but it allows you to pick up items you didn't get the first time through, which is, again, the thing I like about backtracking. But yeah, not able to get those resources, it's just dumb. Alright, those are my 10 video game pet peeves with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 honorable mentions.
Run through those real fast one more time.
Alright, number 1, QuickTime events. Number 2, long, unskippable cutscenes with no pause available. Number 3, bullet sponge enemies. Number 4, turret sections. Number 5, forced gameplay segments outside of the game's normal gameplay, i.e. manhunt stealth becomes third-person shooter. 6, force slow walk, usually for exposition dumps. 7, one-hit kills. 8, hold to run, balance sections, first-person platforming, taking items away, not able to backtrack. Number 9, escort quests. And number 10, crafting. So.
I was just tracking how many we had overlap.
Overlap.
Not as many as I thought.
Where'd you see how you find out to get S, by the way?
Oh, go to workshop.
Okay.
And development upgrade. Choose the weapon. See, it says required materials.
Yeah.
Mine has attack poisoned enemies, and I got to do 50 of them. And right now I only have 24.
Really? Mine doesn't have that.
Maybe because mine's a poison gun?
I was going to say maybe because yours is like purple and it's not a, what do you call it? Like a generic weapon?
Yeah. It's
whereas the drill gun and the machine gun are both like generic.
Yeah.
Right.
Probably.
So. Because these just have 190,000 credits required.
I fiddled around with my status rate, so it should hopefully get me the last ones. I mean, it doesn't really matter. I don't think at this point. But
yeah, at this point,
I kind of want to upgrade it. So. But I'm ready when you are. So. Solid list, and a lot of those that you mentioned didn't make mine, but were in contention.
I'm kind of interested then, because I covered I feel like I'd assume most people's gaming pet peeves, but... Got
And
me
I
interested.
think we should clarify, at least for me, just because they're on my pet peeve list. Doesn't mean it's, a deal breaker. I don't think none of mine, I think, are deal breakers as far as the game goes. Just things that I wish.
Oh yeah, no, none of them are.
Yeah,
First of all, if there were games that were purely like quick time events and tourist sections, I'd probably avoid for the most part.
yeah, that is true. Yes.
But or just cutscenes, right? Cutscene the game.
Yeah, right. I refuse to play a game with cutscenes. Oh God, man. Yeah, I'll just wait for the list. But we've talked before about about um my thoughts on Kojima and the cutscenes. I do love the Metal Gear series, of course. I'm just gonna attack these guys because I want to get my. They'll add to my, hopefully, the requirement.
What do you have to do? Kill what?
It says attack poisoned enemies, so I'm just gonna keep shooting them with my poison gun.
All right, I'll try not to get them.
I mean, I don't want it to get in the way of, these guys are just gonna take it.
They look like they're on fire. Did you put a fire thing on?
I didn't. I don't think I did, but who knows this crazy game?
That's true.
They're all on fire. Weird. Yeah, don't hold up. I find myself dying and then the health shows up. I mean, that's my fault. Excuse me, sorry. Nope. I'm all sorts of messed up.
Yeah, I played Castlevania Lords of Shadow, and I had quick time events in it, for example. And again, it's by degrees, right? Like,
Yeah, very.
there are games that do force segments really well, and there are games that don't do it at all really well. I think that's why I enjoyed something like Alpha Protocol, is it did pretty much 3 different styles very well. Or at least well enough. And there's other examples, like if this suddenly turned into a dating simulator, I'd be kind of intrigued.
Yeah. Why? I mean, what are your options in this world? Panda. The alien bug. The girl with the
Alien mouth.
thing in her stomach. Guy
Yep.
is really the most one and he's super.
Hey, he was trained by what's his name from the first game, Bill Ryder, I think, which is like the most hero name ever. Bill Ryder. Oh, of course. As soon as I enter.
Wow. I'm completely forgetting to dodge.
Dodge, dip, dive, duck, and dodge. Oh, it's this one again. Oh, it's done. Didn't even realize. Okay, we have to go that way.
Oh.
Oh, that's backtracking.
Okay, that's a good one.
The jumping and shooting is kind of hard to do.
Yeah.
Because you need to, like, aim, but you can't really aim because you're having to press the jump button kind of thing, you know? I don't know if there's anything in here. No. Oh, that's right. We can throw them into those beams of, whatever. Those laser beam things.
Oh!
Gotta be hyper focused. Sorry, we're quiet. It's just, as you might be able to tell, it's a pretty hectic game.
Yeah, dude. Kind of burn effect on this. they're specifically trying to get stuff.
Yeah, I wonder if that's conflicting with it, maybe? I don't know. Or if that's just the way they want poison to look.
That's panda core for you.
That's panda core. Nice throwback to the NES game. Oh crap, I tried to get that, but... Alright, what happens if you die with the thing on there? No. I guess there is some type of irony with complaining about QuickTime events and how many of those Dark Pictures games we've played.
Oh yeah.
But those are a bit different.
I was gonna mention, didn't one of those have where we had the balance? Remember? The hotel one. The
Yeah.
segment where we had to like walk. We didn't have to tilt the controller, but there's like a balance thing we had to do.
Yeah.
But again, it's like you mentioned, those are design specific.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my god, these levels, I keep using all my specials up. You don't really want to save them for bosses, but I guess might as well just trigger it all so it doesn't hurt us in the long run.
There we go. Okay. I got a life. Not like in real life when I don't. Oh.
Helicopter. Again. No. No.
This.
Mm.
Shit. Oh, I'm at the bottom.
No. I'm the only one left.
Yeah, that got really bad really fast.
No. There's bomb guys. No.
Got it.
He says. If this drops a bomb, I got it. Give me that, or if it gives me one up. Gave me none of those things. Mm-mm, mm-mm. Oh god. Thank you for that. You guys want to come up here? Mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm.
Nice. Just leave me there. I don't deserve it.
Never. No gentleman bug left behind. Oh, there was a bomb over there too. I didn't see it because of the camera.
Alright.
Wonder if War of the Monsters is co-op campaign. I can't remember. That'd be a good one to play through.
That would, yes. Once again, I'm going to stop by base just to see where I'm at. Still at 24, so I'm not quite sure what.
Check to see if your weapon has fire on it, or you have something that causes fire. It might be a body part, also.
I really didn't want to mess with this too much, then. You know, this is.
Yeah, I know. It's one of those things that you see it and you're like, I gotta get it there, right?
It's a pet peeve. Maybe.
Oh crap! It might be on his list. You might have to do a last minute change.
Alright, let's see what we got. Crit rate, major increase, moderate increase of OHM damage, and it's got the poison looking thing on it. So.
All right, I'll be right back real quick.
Yeah.
You just gotta check something. Ooh.
Let me go see my. All right.
Alright, let me get my headphones on.
I'm not seeing anything.
Okay, not seeing anything. Okay. Did it get your count up at all?
Not for that specific thing. It's still at 24. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. I don't know.
Maybe it's enemies that cause. Well, you said it says poisoned enemies.
Yeah, it says attack poisoned enemy.
Okay. Well, if we get level locked out, like we have been before, maybe you'll get it then when we go solo.
Yeah.
Oh, which is one I didn't add to my list. But it's kind of specific, right? That kind of pet peeve. Hope you all.
Oh, God, I'm an idiot. Okay. It's not, I don't have to, it's a material. It's materials that does it. I just selected the icon for it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to attack poisoned enemy. I'm an idiot. It's a material that does this.
Oh.
I've been selling off stuff I didn't need, so I only have 3 of the materials that qualify for it, for that category.
Yeah.
And they add up to 24. So I just need to get more of those materials.
Those materials.
That's all that is.
Oh, that's not fair. Why do I have to pay 190,000? Well, can I get cool stuff like that?
Just because I'm gonna change this back to what I had it before. Back to my criticals. Now that I know this has nothing to do with it, so okay. Cool rate note. I wanted my critical up.
We have not gotten a single S rank on this mission.
Yeah, it's just been rough.
Mission 5 and 6, we got S rank all the way through. Yeah.
Alright. Oh, wait, what? Oh, okay, never mind. Never mind me talking to myself, folks. I don't normally do it. It's just...
Yeah, I explain that in videos too. I'm like, look, I don't ramble like this when I actually play games. I do it to keep the video a bit more engaging with interviewers.
Oh, that's pretty good, actually. Oh, wait, I already had that equipped. That's why it's pretty good. Yeah, you know what? Screw it. Why not? Wait. I'm almost there, I promise. Alright, I'm ready. Invite me. I'm good.
Yeah, that's what Starbreeze said, and then they gave us that terrible Left 4 Dead game in Payday 3.
Alright, now that I know I don't have to necessarily use this gun, even though it's one I'm trying to upgrade. I can go back to doing this. Yeah, don't worry about us, Lily. You just stay there safe in your flying fortress.
Yeah, a little bit of help would be nice. Oh crap, they're coming from behind.
There's my black hole.
A black hole, son. It's a black hole, son.
And I got that song stuck in my head. I mean, it's not a bad song to have.
No. Oh yeah, it's a lot easier with 2 people using drills than just 1 person. So yeah, first of all, if you're playing this with someone, thank them. Not that this is, you know what? Kind of like what I was saying with Silent Hill 4. I don't think this is as bad a game as people made it out to be.
No.
It's not obviously the greatest thing, but it's still a fun game to play through. But let the person who's having more difficulty play the panda, and then make sure both of you use drill guns.
Yes. Children are your friend.
I have a weird circular thing around me. What is that?
Oh, I think I had that before. Is that like invincibility or something? I don't know.
You know the worst thing about those power-ups, though, is then it runs out. Kind of like in Smash TV.
Yeah, yeah.
You get you get a bit over zealous about it, and then it runs out right at the last second, right?
But I more so in Smash TV. I would never even care about it. I would act like it wasn't even
It wasn't
there.
even there. Yeah. So then you end up. It's like that. You waste it because you're like, well, I could have been doing it more with it, but. Maybe I should find a way for us to play. What was it, Xenophobe?
Oh yeah, Xenophobe was a bit. Well, I mean, I remember it as being fun, but I only played it on the arcade. There was an NES.
Yep. There's an NES one. I don't think it was 2 player. Well, it could have been 2 players. It didn't have. I think 3 players was the arcade version.
Yes. Neat concept for a game.
Yeah. But then again, big fan of it. I think we're both big fans of elevator action.
Yep.
And you didn't know they had an elevator action too, correct?
No, I didn't.
Which looks like they were like, okay, let's do the same thing, but with more and different stuff. So it looks pretty cool. I don't know if there's a way to play those.
How would you feel if you lived in a building with elevator action? All these guys going up and down the elevators, shooting the lights out.
It needs to be a movie.
Right? Or being the landlord for an elevator action building. Like, your insurance be through the roof.
It's Jason Statham in elevator action. Something's going down, and it's not me. Blimey.
Oh. I guess we got a new one out working. I'm not gonna hate on the guy. Spy, I thought was actually a fun movie where he played against Type.
Oh yeah.
Melissa McCarthy. He's pretty good in it too. The Meg movies are good because, well, sharks.
Well, I'm partial to the work he did with Guy Ritchie. Lock, Stock, Two Smoking Barrels. You got Snatch. You've got Revolver with Ray Liotta.
Although I do have a bone to pick with Meg 2, because if I remember correctly, those Megs were just living their life down in the trench. They were antagonized. Like, you didn't have to go down there, doing your science stuff. Right? Don't blame the Megs when they get pissed off.
Yeah, it's like Deep Blue Sea. You mess with them first.
Yeah. How are you gonna make sharks smart and then get mad when they take advantage of it? That's what you did. You did it. It's your fault.
Yeah, they were just under the sea. Under the sea. Can't you believe it? Oh my god, Jason Statham's coming after me. I messed that up bad. Sorry. I try to do it, folks, but I think I have the comedic timing of the tap dancing walrus, which makes sense because walruses don't have feet. So they're not very good at it. Nope.
Oh, I wasted that. So I thought they would slow down. You know what?
No, gate. And I don't mean that boring anime gate. Nope. Laser beam. And I don't mean that. I don't think there's ever been anything called laser beam. Oh, how did it get me? Oh, there must have been another one that you destroyed.
Oh, just find a barrier. Size gaming, that is my special. Not really. You have to be, I probably should have known this by now. Do you have to be next to them for them to heal?
No. Every time I use that or my special, I heal a little bit.
Just when you use it.
Yeah.
It's a set amount. Right?
It's a set. Yeah. I think you can increase it with stats and stuff. Like, they have specific ones that increase, like, their damage, their durability, so you can kind of use them like mini walls. In a clutch. Situation. There's a gold guy we need to kind of try to stun and then, yeah, finish him off. They usually drop something.
Thank you. I don't know if you've been tracking.
Oh crap, you and a banana peel.
Yeah. I've been using that word so often lately, by the way, tracking. But the Lilo and Stitch live action movie that does not exist.
You can shoot these guys because they're paying attention to me.
It is an affront to humanity, this movie that does not exist. I don't know if you've seen the trailer or not.
No.
It's worth watching, just to be horrified at the movie that, again, does not exist.
Doesn't exist. You heard it here, folks.
No shade to anybody that is looking forward to that. It's just that's my favorite Disney cartoon of all time.
Oh, of all time. Oh, you...
Of all time, yes.
Asshats.
That includes the classics.
Yeah, I don't want my... Maybe the sword and the stone?
A good one.
Oh-ho.
I don't know why I felt like I had to do that.
Whoa! Oh. Let's go to the stairs.
Oh, hey.
He goes over. They can't use stairs. Dummy.
Nice. Of course. How's little man doing?
He's doing alright. He's still hanging in there. Like the poster. All quiet on that front for the most part.
Oh, I've been trying to find pup places in the area.
Oh, good.
Yeah. The best one so far is actually in Spanish Fort.
Hmm.
Which is on the other side of the bridge, but
Yeah, still close enough to.
I'll shoot you a link. Things will. I'll have more time after mid-April. Things will die down a week for kind of prep or something. I know what's going on.
No. This weapon stinks. I mean, it's not bad, but again, when you got the drills,
Yeah. Oh, what is that?
you can judge a lot by an area by their putt-putt golf courses.
Yes, you can. Oh, those things are bouncing around.
Oh, are they like bombs or something?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I've been hit by one.
No.
Oh. Ah. Hi, buddy.
There's a crusher over here. So if we daze him here. Oh, you already got him.
He's dazed and confused.
Alright, alright, alright.
Matthew McConaughey, Mila Jovovich.
Yep. Or Lalu.
Multipass.
Multipass. Or was it Alice?
Yeah. I think in that new movie based off the George Martin book, her name is Alice also, but it's spelled weird. There's some new movie based off a story George R.R. Martin wrote. Dave Bautista's in it, I think. Post-apocalyptic type thing. I don't know. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I'd probably watch it. You know, if it was on. Just get me entertained stuff. And I like Jake.
I thought I jumped.
Wow.
I did not jump.
That was killer.
So, your specials do not scale well in this.
Yeah.
Which is a bit disappointing, but... This one we have to hit from the front? No. Yes. Oh, you can't hit me up here.
This guy.
If you get up on these, you can't really hit you for the most part. Nope, you can't say. It's like, I'll prove you wrong.
Figures it out.
Did we figure out what we're gonna play next? Are you gonna give Cuphead a try, or you want me to surprise you?
Hey, you know what? Surprise.
Okay.
I think I've.
Alright, got him. And there's another boss. Helicopter. If you got that, I'll go over here. Oh crap. What's left? Oh, this guy. Yeah, I think we'll give Cuphead a look, but I might have one in the back pocket we'll look at.
Surprising. I love surprises. Okay.
That's completely true, folks. So when we start revealing his P.O. box, just send him stuff. He loves surprises. Some YouTubers and stuff do that kind of thing.
Send people stuff?
They do the like P.O. box and people send them stuff.
I'm gonna check again.
Alright.
And then
We'll go back to base camp. Probably go ahead and go over your list while we're at it.
yeah, I'll check this first. Yeah, 36. We'll get there eventually. Or I could, you know what? I can upgrade my drill gun. Yeah! Now my drill gun is S+.
Damn. I'm lagging behind.
I'm gonna have to. Alright, I need to go to the bathroom.
Yep.
I'll be right.
Where is my good one? Is it this one? Yeah, lives and bombs. Ooh. If only it had lives. I would do it. But it doesn't. So, let's sell some stuff, see if we can sell unwanted items. Okay, first let's get rid of anything that's great. You know what, I'm just gonna sell all this, because it seems to be working well for me. No reason to go all crazy trying to min and max this late in the game, especially. With the rarity above rare. Okay. 890,000 for it. Okay, this is what I was looking for. Screw it. I'm honestly not going to be using this. Unless it says booster. Probably should have done this off screen, but what I'm doing is an old tactic where if it's not 5 or above, for example, oh, there's a shotgun, huh? Alright, you know what? If it's not level 5 or above, I'm just selling it. Actually, I'll keep that. Oh, that's damage. I need critical hit rate. Major increase for subs.
There. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and do my list and then customize my weapon. Because S Plus gave me 100 for my storage. So
Oh, nice.
up to 100.
Yeah.
Let's see, I got a 100. This is, well, yeah, I can add some things. It's got 100 base damage, 547, crit rate 80.3. So anyway, and then you can react to my list, and I can do some uploading. So my list of 10 pet peeves, really in any order. I'll just go down the order that I have them listed. Unskippable, no pause cutscenes, as you mentioned before. Specifically, I'll throw this in, especially after the first time. Like if you're doing a New Game Plus or another playthrough, especially, you should be able to skip them. No pause function during single player. If you're in a single player game, there's no reason at all. You can't have a pause function. This happened actually
This game.
in this game. I mean, it's kind of, it wasn't that big a deal. I mean, it just means I had to redo something, but really there's just no need to not have that for a single player game. Overused dialogue, NPCs won't be quiet. We've all had games where we've had NPCs, people traveling with us, and there's just phrases they won't shut up about, you know? Or even, I think you might have mentioned, I can't remember if it was a talk, one of yours, or if you just mentioned it during your list, when there's a quest to be done and your NPCs won't shut up about it. Like, you gotta go pick up the blue orb somewhere, but you want to stop by the shop.
Yeah.
And they just won't shut up about the blue orb. It's like, oh, I know about the orb, dude. Just give me a second, all right? I need a glass of milk or something. I don't know. Number 4, silent protagonists. If I'm playing a game, if it's a story I'm invested in, there's no need for your guy to be a douche and not talk to the people around him or her.
Now, do you mean just not having a voice actor, or because I would argue with you on that one in regards to certain like role-playing games where you create like characters?
Yeah, no, I mean this isn't like for every games. Like,
But do you mean someone like Link, more
um,
like where it's like an established character kind of feel, or
well, even that's kind of different because I think one, I'm not a big Zelda fan.
mm-hmm.
I imagine if you grew up playing the Zelda games, you're so used to it, it's not a big thing. I'm thinking more something like Dead Space,
Oh, with Isaac. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
where I like the first, I mean, obviously in the second one, he started talking, but and in the remake, which I'm glad they did, they had him talking. Um, Again, shout out to the remake, best remake, better than Resident Evil ones, even though I love them too. But that's a conversation we've gone over before. No, there's just like through the whole game of Dead Space, I would have loved it if one of the other characters was like Isaac, dude, say something. The
Yeah.
whole time Isaac's just like inner dialogue is like these MFers keep bossing me around, telling me to do this stuff, you know. Um, but yeah, just unless you're doing a multiplayer game or a game of the story doesn't matter. Make the person talk. Number one, two. I don't have numbers next to these. I have to count. Number five. Lack of customized controls. This really, honestly, this isn't something you see as much. Well, the silent protagonist isn't either, but and I'm talking specific with PC. It's never a problem, right? I don't think. I feel like with PC, they always allow you to mess with the controls, but let me reorder the buttons on the controller to something that's more comfortable, especially these days. If you're any decent size production of a game, you should have that option. Number six, side quests, bad side quests, or repetitive side quests. I'll give you a few examples that will illustrate this. The Arkham games are perfect. A perfect example of this because within the Batman universe that there are, and we've talked before about what's the best part of the Batman universe. Everyone
The
but
villains.
Batman.
Yeah. Or yeah, pretty much everyone but
Right.
Batman.
Um, and there's a lot of really cool side stuff in the Batman games involving, the villains, Commissioner Gordon, Barbara. There's just a bunch of neat, cool side stuff you can do, right? Like the Mad Hatter stuff, the Scarecrow stuff. Um, then there's some really annoying, repetitive side stuff, like everything Riddler.
Yeah.
Like it feels like after even in Arkham Asylum, it wasn't that bad, right? Because it was the first game, you're collecting these question mark things, whatever. But you think they would try something slightly different, but no, their solution for Arkham City, which is a great game by the way, is well, I mean, we have the Riddler trophies. Let's just make 5,000 of them. And it's like, because I mean, the Riddler is a neat character, right? He's not my favorite, but he's a really unique character. They could have, I felt like they could have done something different than, oh, Batman, and at the asylum you found all my trophies. Well, this time do that times 10.
Yeah.
I mean, I know there's more to it than that, but you get what I'm saying. Um, So that's an example of, games that have really cool side stuff that also has really stupid repetitive stuff. Another one would be uh, Red Dead Redemption,
Oh
uh,
yeah.
where they had some really cool side stuff going on, right? And then there's also like, oh, do this side thing. And then I'm thinking specifically of like you would pick up
Flowers.
the flowers, right?
Yep.
And then after you pick 10 of them, in order to get the final upgrade, you had to pick 10 more of each.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, man.
Why not just give 20 in the first go and
Yeah,
then call it?
yeah. Um, but a couple really good examples of side quests, I think, are the one Fallout game I played, New Vegas. Um, I don't think that I can't recall in my head any side thing I did that wasn't really cool or story related that had some kind of cool story behind it or meaning behind it. Or Dead Space. I'll talk again about the Dead Space remake, and I'll compare it to Resident Evil 4 remake. In the Resident Evil 4 remake, that one cool part from the original where you shot the blue medallions and you got the free handgun,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's in every level. They do one of those in every level, and it's like that's not necessary. That's just repetitive, stupid side thing. Whereas in the Dead Space remake, there are outside of picking up like, files and stuff that's in every game. There's 3 side missions, I think, and one is your standard, find these IDs so you can get in the storage room to get better stuff. But 2 of them very specifically add something to the story, and that's what your side stuff should do. Should be interesting, and hopefully add something to your story, and not be frivolous and repetitive. Because I'm like you, I'll do that stuff.
Yeah.
I'll see it's there, and I'll be like,
Yep.
well,
I got to do it.
I gotta pick these flowers. Next, QTEs, but not. And I agree with what you said about QTEs earlier, but I feel like they're not as used anymore. I'm thinking more specifically about stuff like when you're opening a chest and you have to mash a button.
Okay, yeah.
Like,
Did they do that in the original God of War? I can't remember.
Yes.
Okay.
And it's like, you are Kratos, you are the God of War, and you have to keep mashing the button to open a chest. Someone should go to whoever built all these chests and tell them that they need to work on their design, because they are ridiculously hard to open.
Honey, I just bought this chest from this chest maker. Right? Can you get it out? No. Just no.
And I mean, again, this is one of those minor things, but it's definitely a pet peeve, because it doesn't take anything to keep mashing X. It's just the fact that, halfway through the game, you're like, ugh, open this chest again. Next is one that you mentioned, crafting. So I won't go too far into that. I'll mention just a couple examples. And this is
mention a good example and a bad example. Something I probably should have done on my list, but I just thought of it now.
A bad example, I would think, is it's not necessarily even a bad example. It's just mine would be an unnecessary example. Resident Evil 3. Like having to combine the what do you call them?
Like the chemicals?
Yeah, the chemicals to make the ammo. Yeah. It's just...
See, that for me, that's like the one I'm tolerable of. Like, it's fine, because it's kind of like, again, with like Last of Us.
Fine, but I'm just like, just give me the damn ammo. I mean, and it's, I mean, you may even think, oh, that's cool when you first start out, but when you're like towards the end of the game, you're like, just give me the ammo.
Especially it gets exasperating in games where you get limited inventory. I get they consider it like a risk, reward, trial and error kind of gameplay mechanic, but it usually, like you were saying, late game, you have to end up spending like half an hour because you're like, I've got all this crap in a box that I've been saving up, and now I have to waste 30 minutes just combining everything to see what I end up with.
Or a better bad example would be a game that I absolutely love, Prey.
Oh, that's right,
spend a whole bunch of time just picking stuff up and putting it in the recycling machine.
He means the reboot, by the way.
Yeah. And after a while, you know what you want to pick up and what you want to recycle and what material you want to get. It's just, you do spend a lot of time picking up random stuff and just throwing it in the recycling. I've mentioned before the game that I think does crafting really well is the Tomb Raider, the more recent Tomb Raider trilogy, where, just to give you a specific example, if you want to make poison arrows, you do have to pick up, the wood for the arrow and then the mushrooms for the poison stuff, but you craft it in real time. Like, you'll be in the middle of combat, you want to make more poison arrows, you press the buttons, you'll craft it in real time, and if you get hit, you get interrupted. So And it's fast, you know, that you can craft that, you craft bandages, different types of ammunition, bombs and stuff. But it's really well done in those games. But like you said, if people enjoy crafting games, those types of games, you know, I'm all for that too. Number 8, too many options. It's gonna sound kind of weird, and I know some people like having these types of games, but um, just these games where after you go into a battle, or this is a good example of it, where you just pick up all this stuff, you know, and it's just too busy for my taste. Or like like I don't know why I'm thinking of this game, Marvel Heroes, those types of games, um, where you pick up a whole bunch of crap and then you got to spend time wading through it, you know, figuring out what you want to keep. Because I'm very anal about this stuff, anal OCD, whatever term you want to use. I'll spend 10 minutes debating between two things that are slight, you know, differences, really. One might be a higher crit rate, one might be a lower reload time, you know, but I'll sit there debating it in my head for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And when you pick up 50 of those in a battle, it's like...
And I'm a fan of that mechanic generally, because it varies how it gives players control to play how they want to play, but it goes back to that, like, remember what John Taffert used to say about, like, menu paralysis or choice paralysis.
Exactly.
When you flood people with too many options, some people tend to kind of get,
that's a good way.
you know,
and this is very much like I mentioned earlier. This is very much one of those me things.
My only recommendation is like, I generally build to a certain type of playstyle, so like crit. You know? It helps me to cut down on worrying about everything else, you know? I aim for, like, okay, I want to play the character kind of like this. Like a...
Yeah, and that is something I could definitely probably try more to do. And again, that's a me thing, because that's kind of the way I am. I'm trying to get better. And my last one, vibration. And granted, these days, 99% of the time you're going to play games, you have the option to turn it off. I just don't like it.
And there's some games where even when you turn it off, it's still on for some reason.
Right,
I can't remember what game that was. But...
yeah, there's some reason you can't, some games you can't find it in the menu, or you have to search for it in the menu. Just get rid of vibration, people.
Yeah, it was
again,
never...
no shade if you like it, but I never got into it. Never, ever did I play a game thinking...
I guess it was meant to be more immersive or something.
I wish my controller would vibrate when I got hit. But that's my list.
Not a bad list. As folks could see, again, not too much overlap this time, and I mean, we all have our pet peeves when it comes to games.
Yeah.
Again, this isn't a knock to anybody who likes that stuff or anything to developers, but maybe it's something to keep in mind. If you're going to implement any of these pet peeves, maybe you take a second and say, maybe we do it a little bit different this time with it, instead of having it just be that stock interaction that gamers are already familiar with after hundreds of games they may have played. So, I don't know how you'd implement a better turret section. I don't think it's possible. Just play Time Cop at that point. But don't put it into games like first-person, third-person shooters. It's not fun. Especially when you let people run around. But anyways, yeah. Or crafting, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's good if people like to build things, but not every game needs to have crafting elements in it. Which is different than upgrades or customizable stuff. I'd say, like BioShock, I wouldn't consider that crafting. That's more upgrading. And upgrading's fine.
Now I just need a second.
I'm just shooting at the target dummies. I think I've got the health of one almost all the way down. I want to see what happens.
I've got 4 points to play with, and I've got my crit at 88%. Let me see if I can add something together.
You definitely got more crit than I do on this thing. I think I'm at like 60-something.
Yeah, you got me on the crit thing.
Oh yeah, I'm a big fan of crit. Normally, in this game, I kind of shied away from it just because I've been selling crap to try and upgrade to keep pace with you, because I don't know how you're getting all this money.
Oh, I was just selling stuff, man. I was like everything gray, I'm just selling. Anything below a certain level. Probably why I'm missing all those other things for that other gun, but I do that often. I'm very quick to sell things. If I think I don't need it. But ooh. Right? Oh, 2 points. Oh, what's what does this do? Okay, wait. Let's unequip that. What do I have? 85.3. Okay. So I'm quick to get rid of things. Like, just to give you an example at work, I constantly delete emails. I'll just run through and be like, nope, and then like a day later they'll be like, hey, do you have that email? I'm like, I kind of do it a bit too fast. But... Okay, come on, help me out here. Is 88 as high as I can? Oh God, 2 points, my friend, 2 points. Wait, can I get rid of that? Oh. This is another case of me making all these noises and you have no idea what I'm talking about.
I'm gonna try this. I'm risking it.
Okay. So my base damage will go down from 547 to 525. But I'm gonna see how high I can get my crit, basically. Let's see.
I think I remember reading online that once you get above 100%, it carries over into like a different statistic, or it does something different.
Okay, I'm now at 96.6% crit.
Whew.
And I can add one more thing, so it does go over 100, but I can't. Okay. I need 16 or less. Let's see what we can bring up.
Alright.
Cool rate, nope. Cool rate, nope. Cool rate. Cool rate.
Oh, and that was our top 10 pet peeve lists. And again, the great thing about these videos that we do is that you get twice the value, so it's actually a stealth top 20.
There you go. Okay, we're about to find out because I have a crit rate of 104.3.
Which means every shot should be a crit.
Which means they pay me back. Crit. On their way to their grave, they have to pay me back.
Grave dancers.
Oh yeah.
Let me know when you're
ready.
ready.
Gonna watch it.
Oh yeah, we watched it. It was all right. All those little movies were okay that we watched. The one about the dark carnival ride or whatever.
Oh yeah.
With the
I'm ready.
Kid from Sandlot.
Yeah.
Alright. I think this is the last mission. Could be wrong. This looks like the last mission. Oh, is this guy again? This doesn't work out, I'll switch back to my other thing, because I traded an extra life for two bombs instead. Since I can heal using specials, I figured that would be pretty helpful. Now what are we shooting at? Can you hurry up with that?
Nice.
Oh, there's a thing there. Alright, it's like a bullet hell now.
Ooh.
Took no health off him, but attacked the tentacles to smash into the equipment. What? Oh, those tentacles.
Damn.
Jeez! That is all you, brother.
Uh-oh.
Crit is the way to go. I really... she can't even keep up with what's going on.
You're seeing that.
Yeah. But yeah, and that's why I like to normally roll crit. I went a different direction this time around, but... Oh, yeah. Sorry, they block.
Yeah. They're so cute, it doesn't matter. No, why do you revert to that? I don't want that.
No!
Reverted to my
No!
other gun.
Oh, that was like an insta-kill. Oh my god. Okay. I have no health or lives left, but hey. This is one we might have to do over. Because I don't think we have any more lives left, but... At least we know that the crit is the way to go. Or maybe this is it?
Okay. Oh no, I don't want...
Nope. Went down. Mission failed. Okay. I'm going with extra lives. Actually, I'm fine with it. Are you good? I wish there was a way to change the sub-weapon to your main. Alright, so for the most part, we just dodge, I guess. Until we get to a certain point. Yeah, this runs down the timer and gives me some health back. No. Oh, we can destroy these things. That's what you got to do with those. You have to destroy them when they drop. Those spear things. Okay, I'll try and do that next time. Alright, that's Tendril 2.
All we had to do, right, was twice, and then this.
And then the, yeah, it gets pressed down by the bridge thing. Or the, whatever.
Fortunately. Done, right?
It's all you. Do it, do it, do it. I have no life left. Oh, I came back. I guess for the ending. Don't tell me that's the ending. That's the ending, I guess. Wow, that went easy. Probably one of the easier bosses.
Yeah.
Not that any of them were particularly hard. Maybe the train one, but that I think that was probably my favorite.
Yeah. They were more fun.
They were.
That
Yeah.
one.
Okay, that was an abrupt ending. That's the ending. All right. Skip. Let's see if there's any like after credits thing. Props to everybody that worked on the game. Okay, there's an after credits thing.
See the end of the story that I don't remember.
We commend you for your bravery in destroying the damned city and bringing peace to our world. For real this time.
For real this time. He's got a picture of the.
Yeah, that's him. He was a scientist put into the body of a cyborg panda.
Let me go! Put me down, you beast!
Wait, was there a corporation behind
Apparently
it?
there's a corporation.
Extended vacation, but I am getting restless.
Hey, as long as it isn't a military contract, I'm good to go.
Oh, fuck that. Now that we're heroes instead of fugitives, the offers are pouring in.
Apparently we were fugitives.
And I got a really easy one.
You're like the
They
18.
want us to assign a science expedition into the old damned city.
Cakewalk. Looks like our good luck is holding.
Fuck yeah, it is.
Hell yeah.
What a goofy game.
Yeah, right. Oh yeah, wasn't there something going on at the tower or something?
Probably?
Remember that vaguely from the beginning? And that thing, that MacGuffin,
It's like a Guyver unit. And that guy.
one of the original Contra people, I'm guessing. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll go with it. Yeah, the red guy. He wore like the red bandana. I think.
Right.
Shoot the evil in this world. Clear mission, the Phoenix Killer. Alright.
Got an S on that one.
Oof, I missed an S by 1 letter. Oh no, I got an S for that one. Yeah, but we'll go back to base camp. Well, I'm going to change missions, see. Nope, that's it. All that's left is the hardcore missions, exploration missions, and replaying to get better scores and get more items and stuff, so there's still some replayability left. Again, for like $3, I think we paid for it. Not too shabby. Alright, folks, that brings us to, won't waste your time, let's just bite into it. The Ryan's rating system. Ryan's rating system has been developed by a group of the world's leading third-grade elementary students who work with scientist aliens from another world who traveled back in time to learn alchemy from Francis Bacon or Roger Bacon to tie it into a Shadow Hearts reference. Then they went back to the future with Marty McFly to see how advanced alchemy was in the future, to come back to the present day to give you the most objective and best video game rating system found anywhere. Even better than the Game Pro's little face rating system they used to have.
I hated that.
The rating system is as follows. Bad. It can mean the game is bad or the game is bad. B stands for boring, A stands for awesome, D stands for dumb. Is the game boring? Kinda. The bosses, for the most part, are the high points. The gameplay loop itself is okay, but the reuse of the same mission levels kind of lulls you into this, like, fugue state as you're playing.
That's a good term. That's a good way of putting it.
So there's a lot to do and nitpick, as we, Heath brought up with the itemization, where it can kind of be overwhelming. And it's definitely a game that is tailored to players who like to min and max. Though you're not kind of, as a rule of thumb, if you just want to try and muscle through it, just focus on upgrading your guns to S level if you can. And that'll make it a lot easier.
Drill gun crit.
Drill gun crit, as you saw in that last fight.
At the very end.
Right. I think I wasn't as bored with this game as I would have been because I played with someone else. So playing with friends makes pretty much every game fun. But overall, I'd give this a meh. I'm doing the 5-finger hand wavy shaky thing. Not a thumbs up, not a thumbs down. So it's kind of like a gray area. So it doesn't get a green check mark. Doesn't get a red check mark. It gets a gray area. And it gets a hand wavy thingy. Character options, though, help to keep it fresh, too. There's, 4 characters. Each play different, even though they share the same weapons. But the gameplay loop is, I think, where most of the problem comes in for me, and the enemy variety. Because you get used to it, you're going to be seeing the same levels. You're going to be seeing the same enemies. Mm-hmm. Is the game awesome? Well, you know what? I'll say it's awesome. You get a cyborg, a scientist in a cyborg panda body with a gentleman alien, someone with a connection to the characters from the original game. It's still more Contra. And it's Contra done better than, say, the Contra games on the PS1, I'd like to say. Shattered Soldier and the other one. It's not as good as Contra Hardcore. Yeah, because this is Rogue Core. But for taking the Contra formula and kind of giving it a little bit of a different spin on it, yeah, it's always awesome to play a Contra game. Even bad Contra games can be fun, as long as you're playing with someone else, especially. But so I'll give it a thumbs up, 1 green check mark. That's the game's awesome for what you got going on here, and the slowdown is awesome. Just consider it like bullet time. It's a feature, not a bug.
Just bullet time for everyone.
Just bullet time for everyone. Is the game dumb? There's some dumb design decisions here. There truly is. The menuing is pretty haphazard. I think the amount of options that you have for weapons and the surgery room, not a bad thing on paper, but the way it got implemented made it cumbersome. Again, the level layouts really could have... I don't know why they didn't think of doing more levels. If they were gonna, if one or the other was different, if they either had different, much more level variety, or they had a larger pool of enemies to pull from,
Yeah.
then that would have helped. So, the story, I mean, it's Contra. I can't really knock points there for it, but I mean, it ran well. We didn't run into too many issues outside of it saying there's remote play together, and there is no remote play together. That was pretty dumb. So make sure if you're going to pick this up, pick up copies for your friends when it's on sale for like $3. Yeah, that's like $12. You'll probably have a lot of fun with 4 people. But don't try to think that you're going to be able to do remote play or couch co-op. We tried to do that before, and it's just not possible. There's also Versus, which is completely dead from what I saw. There's like a 4v4 battle royale thing. There's different modes, which are just basically harder versions of the regular game, which I guess that's okay. But nothing like overtly dumb where we were like, this is really dumb. Like, why'd they do this? Outside of the fact that there were shining star moments, and that was pretty much the boss fights when you got to those. But yeah, I can't knock points really for anything too dumb. So that's a second thumbs up, a second green check mark. So Contra Panda Core. I'm being very generous with this, mainly because of the pedigree, and I enjoyed it more than the other ones on the PS1. But kind of boring. It's still awesome. So thumbs up there, and a second thumbs up for not being dumb. So okay job. I hope they learn their lesson though with this, because you don't need to make it like a gotcha grindy thing with the currency. The itemization would have been more than enough, and then playing around with that. So I would only recommend this on an 80 or 90% sale. Do not buy this at full price. I don't care if it's like $10 at full price. It's would have liked to see where they would have gone more with this.
Yeah.
Because it feels like there was a lot of potential here. And they just kind of dropped the ball. Again, the level variety and the enemy variety being the two biggest things for me. So, yeah. Messy review, but you know, everything we do is unscripted, unedited, and completely unprofessional. We give it off the cuff and from the heart. We don't show you the best bits. We don't show you the worst bits. We show you all the bits. That way you can see it for yourself and make judgment calls for yourself. So, but of course, everyone's been waiting for your rating.
Yes. Before I give my rating, I'll give the caveat of everything you said about the gameplay is true, but I am bound by law to give my rating of was I entertained or not, and yes, I was entertained.
He was entertained.
There you go.
Now, here's the question: would you have been entertained had you played solo?
No.
Okay.
No. That's partly why I'm saying everything you said is exactly
Okay.
true.
Gotcha.
Why I can't.
Well,
include
just for the viewers, want them to
yes.
get a as clear picture as possible that we enjoy the game, but we enjoy the game because
I did enjoy the game.
we were, you know, the game itself is fun. There is fun to be had here. But
I mean, I'm just obviously messing around with my rating system. But everything you did say about the gameplay loop, the bosses being the bright spot, the repetition, the items, the menu, pretty much everything you said I agree with about the gameplay and the design. But it was entertaining, especially co-op. And no, I would never have played this single player. And definitely get it on sale, but get it on sale with a group of friends and have fun. You will have fun with it.
Yeah.
You'll have plenty of downtime where you can talk, like you know, um, like is pretty much the purpose of us playing, right?
Yeah.
What we do, and then you'll shut up at the intense times and during the boss battles, and you'll have fun.
So if you want a little extra Contra in your life, from a different perspective, not a bad way to go. Like I said, there is actually worse Contra games than this. I think this kind of got hit hard, for valid reasons for the most part. I get it, but I think people have forgotten some of the worst parts of the Contra series, and held this to the standard of the best parts, which is fair to an extent, but if you're looking for a better co-op game, pick up Stranger Brigade.
Yeah, yeah, we'll
Will
always
always be.
Stranger Brigade.
And maybe one day we'll go back and be.
Yeah,
But never, because we want you to play
mean,
that
I-
game for yourself.
yeah. We'll get back to that game eventually.
Oh, yeah, we would.
Go through it again.
And probably play on like a harder difficulty or something. I don't even remember what we played on last time.
I think that's the problem is we bumped up the difficulty and you had a problem.
Oh, that's what it was, wasn't it? Yeah, we played on hard and we got our butts kicked. That's right. That last boss fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll do what we did, you know, every time I mentioned to you, like most recently the Marmont boss fight in Alan Wake 2 DLC. Where I complained about it and then the next time I booted it up, I beat it first
Right.
time.
Sometimes you just need that battery recharge. So,
Yeah.
all right, folks, we won't keep you here. Thanks for joining us through the adventures of Panda Bear, the
And
Panda
Gentleman.
Core, and Gentleman Alien through the world of Contra. So, that said, we might play the other Contra games. I do have the Contra Anniversary Collection, and there was that one they released, Galgan or something like that.
Yeah, the newer one. Yeah.
But I'm waiting for that to go on sale before picking it up. So, and those should all have remote play together, I think, so you wouldn't need to have them. So, all right, everybody, I'm gonna call it here. My subscribers, once again, thank you so much. Y'all are great. Y'all stay awesome out there, all right? And you have an amazing day. Or if you prefer, stay amazing and have an awesome day. And drive by rubbing the computers. We'll catch you next time. Till then, folks, y'all have a good morning, good afternoon, and a good night.
Good night, everyone.